have two Fiskars products. You know, for a lot of you that watch the channel for a long time, you know I love the Fiskars stuff. I'm not a guy that likes old-fashioned stuff so much. I mean, I like axes, I like splitting mauls, they're all good, but once I bought a Fiskars, there was no looking back. I have not broke one, I've not had a problem, whereas with my old style axes, the traditional wooden handle ones, break them all the time. But that's just me. There are guys that like the plastic, people that hate the plastic, or whatever it is that they make this stuff out of. But I feel they are fantastic. And for those of you that haven't tried one yet, you don't know what you're missing. Now, I have two of them here today, along with a whole bunch of other Fiskars products that I have. These are the splitting axe and splitting maul. These are two of the same size tools. One is a splitting axe and one is a chopping axe. And there is a difference in the head and the way they're shaped and the coatings that are on them. They're basically identical in size, color, looks, except for the very small details. I'm going to show you those right now. So this one here is the splitting axe. It says it right there, splitting axe. Now, both of them come with a protective sheath that you just flip this little lever up right here, and then it pops off. So you got a protective sheath that comes with it, and you can use this as a carry handle or a hang handle. This one is very similar to the X27 and the X25. It is a wedge shape that flares faster on the back end. So it gets wider in the back here. There's also a coating on here that makes it slip through the wood really well. These are products that I have liked for a long time. Now, there are people that think it's weird that this is all encased in plastic or whatever it is they make these out of. But I have never broke one. I've had them for 12 years, 13 years, something like that. Since they very first came out, I've had an X27. I actually have two X27s and an X25. And then I bought these just recently because I like them so much. I wanted a medium-sized axe. If I step back, you can see lengthwise, it's not super long handle. I will give you the measurements here on the screen, and I'll give you the weight of it on the screen because I don't know off the top of my head. I'll look it up and put it on the screen right here for you guys. Weight-wise, they're just really nice. The anti-vibe, it's a hollow handle. They're just excellent. They fit my hand really nice. The fawn's foot or the palm swell, whatever you want to call it, stops your hand really nice on the back end. There's a hole that you can use for hanging it up. They just work fantastic. So this is the splitting axe. Now I'm going to show you the chopping axe. Same thing with the chopping axe. It also has the same kind of a sheath that goes over the top. This is also the same thing that comes on the X27 and the X25. A lot of their other products have protective little plastic sheaths like this that you can use, or scabbard, whatever you want to call it, that you can use for hanging up. Work just excellent. For those of you that don't know, the Fiskars Corporation, and it is pronounced Fiskars, not Fiskars, because Fiskars is a cat food. Fiskars is a company that has been around for literally hundreds of years, hundreds. Now this one is the chopping axe. It says right here, chopping axe. It does not have a flare that increases as fast, or I don't know how to explain it. It's more of a gradual increase in the flare. It is very sharp. It's sharp. Well, the other one's sharp, but this one's really sharp, which is awesome. Basically the same design though. And so we're going to be using both of these today. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take off all these labels because they're stickers. I don't really like stickers a whole lot. So I'm going to get rid of all the stickers on these. Hopefully on the inside here somewhere it will say chopping axe, so I know the difference. But I can tell by the texture of them as far as which one's for chopping and which one's for splitting. So if you look here, you can see the difference on the head. I've got a light behind the camera here so you can see the shine on the actual cutting heads. This one is the splitting axe. Like I said, it has more of a flare. If you look at it the widthwise, you can see the flare right there. Whereas this one, it is a steady flare. It's just kind of gradual. So that is the difference. If you look at them, I'll show you the different sides. Kind of back up a little bit here so you can see. And then show you the straight on profile if I can get into the camera here. You can see how they look. And then the sides again from the back. And if I can hold them this way, the tops. So you can see the flare is quite different on the splitting axe versus the chopping axe. So here's my X27. Yes, I put the pink tape on so I can see it easier. And this is my X25. So X27, X25. The heads on these are substantially heavier than these smaller ones. I would say at least a pound difference. It feels like it's quite a bit heavier. Again, I'll put it on the screen so you can see the difference. Again, the head on this flares so that when you're splitting, the wood will pop off, or apart, I should say. And these work fine for chopping too. I've chopped a lot of wood with them, but they're more for splitting. And the difference in the handle length, you can see here. I'll line the heads up. If I can get back far enough, there you can see the difference in the handle length. This one, I believe, is, I should say the X27, I believe, is 36 inches. And I think the X25 is 29. So there it is. I took all the labels off. It does have Fiskars imprinted on the side. You can see it right there. This is the label that I took off. And one of the things I didn't mention, and this is something that a lot of people don't know about, is that they have a lifetime warranty. It says right here, I'm going to read it. It says full lifetime warranty. See reverse for instructions. And on the back it says full lifetime warranty. This product is warranted to be free of defects in materials and workmanship as long as the original consumer owns the product. So it has to be the original person that bought it. At Fiskars Brands Incorporated, option defective products will be repaired, replaced, or substituted with a product of equal value. For warranty service, you call 1-866-348-5661 or contact Fiskars Brands Incorporated, and the address is listed below here. So that is special. Now, if you are a traditional guy and you like a wooden handle and you're a guy that splits a lot, you're going to have some overstrikes. I myself have rehung probably about 2, maybe 3 dozen heads, axe heads with new handles over the years, because I've broke a lot of them. I've broke a lot of splitting mauls that had wood handles, and axes and hatchets. I've done it for friends. I've done some for my dad. I've done some for my brothers. If you don't want to have to rehang them, or if you really like it, you go ahead and get the wooden handles. And I love the wooden handles. I think they're beautiful. They're fantastic. But the head can loosen up on you. The head can, you can have overstrikes, and you break this part down right here, and it turns to crap, and then you got to rehang it. If that's your thing, great. If you don't want to do extra work with your tools, get a Fiskars. If you break it, they replace it. It's pretty simple. Price-wise, a lot of people think, oh, this is kind of expensive. No, they're not. They're actually pretty cheap. If you compare a high-quality wooden handle axe to a high-quality axe like a Fiskars, it's not even close. A really good high-quality axe, say you want to get one of the fancy schmancy ones, as I like to call them, you're going to pay $100, $150. You can get these for $45 to $50. So it's a lot cheaper. And you got the warranty for life. Okay, let's peel off the labels off the other one. So here are the 2 new ones, the chopping axe and the splitting axe, the Fiskars. And they are 28 inches, and they are just a little over 2 pounds, 2.5 pounds, I believe. And then here's the X25. And the X25 right here is 28.5 inches long. And the splitting axe and the chopping axe are 28 inches long from the end to the top of the head. And then I also have a couple of X27s here. I have 2 of them. And then the X28, now I've got these. And yes, I like them. I like them a lot. And for those of you that are wondering what is the right number of axes or mauls or splitting axes to have, more is the right answer. You can't have too many. Kind of like chainsaws. More is the right number because they're very useful. When you go to do a job, if you've got several people there, it's nice to have extra ones so nobody's standing and watching. So that's a key, is to have extras. Or if you drop it or lose it or break it, which I haven't broke one yet. When it comes to these, like I said, I put the pink tape on here because a lot of times I take them into the woods with me, and I will drop them, lay them down, throw them to the side. And especially in the fall of the year, I work a lot with red oak, which is what a lot of this is. And when the red oak leaves are on the ground, they're kind of an orangey color, dark orangey brown. And this kind of blends in, so they don't really show up. And I have had a lot of times where I left my axe laying on the ground. I couldn't find it. You walk around, But that pink tape, people give me a hard time about the pink, but it works. It shows up and you see it. It's real easy to find. So that's just a little add-on that I put on there. Now the reason I wanted these two little axes is when I go on trips, I don't want to take the big 36-inch long, 6.5 pound Fiskars X27. I mean, I have, but they're kind of big and bulky, and they're long. So by having these shorter ones, it'll be kind of handy to have for camping trips, or if I'm going to the woods and I'm going to be working on cutting wood and I need something for pounding in a wedge. And that's why I've got these. They're like about 3 pounds, it might be a little less. So they're substantially lighter than the X27. The length of it is very nice, so for pounding wedges, or if I got to chop a branch, you know it is sometimes when you're bucking up a tree and you go and shut your saw off and take your PPE off, take your chaps, your helmet off, and then you go to start picking up rounds, and all of a sudden you roll around over and there's a branch sticking out that you missed and you can't break it off. Well, having this will be nice. I can just pop them off quick. I can chop off those branches that you missed, because it does happen a lot. Because you think you got them all, but you don't sometimes, especially if you're cutting green wood, fresh, live trees. It's real easy to miss branches because there's so many of them sometimes. So that's why I wanted this. So very nice. And like I said, the price on all these, $70 to $50, sometimes even into the 40s you can find them. And Fiskars are available everywhere. A lot of hardware stores, a lot of box stores have them. You can buy them online. Fiskars is a huge brand, so they're available everywhere. It's chopping time and splitting time right now. So right here is the Fiskars splitting axe that we're going to use. 28-inch handle, less than 3 pounds. I've got some rounds right here. So we're going to pop some of these apart and see how it works. So here we go, first strike. All right, so we got a little chopping block here. We got a round mounted on top of it. Now some would ask me, they would say, Chris, you have chainsaws like dozens. Yes, I do. You have a wood processor, an Easton-made firewood processor. Yes, I do. You have a Easton-made very fast splitter. Yes, I do. Why would you use an axe or a splitting axe, or a splitting maul for that matter, to split wood? And the answer is I enjoy it and I like the exercise. I don't want to be a guy that just rides around on equipment and weighs 300 pounds. I want to be a guy that is in halfway decent shape so I can enjoy the rest of my life to do the things I like to do. Manual work and exercise is good for you. Lack of it is what kills. Let's get chopping. Ooh, it's got some speed. Very light, so you can really go fast. This thing is fast. It's so light. One thing that I can say right away is that when I use my X27, I can stand back farther because it's 36 inches long. This is 28. I like the longer handle. The shorter handle, you got to be careful because you can miss, swing through, or have a chop through, and you can go right into your legs. So shorter handles are a little more dangerous, in my opinion. But what do I know? I just cut wood. Let's... All right, let's do another one. We're having too much fun to stop. There we go. A little bite at a time is the way to eat an elephant. There we go, look at that. There it is. The Fiskars splitting axe. Very nice. So here we have the Fiskars chopping axe. Same size as the splitting axe, but it's got a head conducive for chopping. I just happen to have a piece of softwood, some spruce. Let's chop it. So there it is, the Fiskars chopping axe. We're going to chop this piece of spruce. It is about a, I don't know, 5-inch piece, something like that. Here we go. It's whacking time. Dry one. Very dry. So next we have a piece on, it's about a 4-inch piece of cottonwood, which is a lot like aspen or poplar. Not great firewood, but it's one that was only cut about a month ago, so it's still green, so this should split halfway decent. It's a softer wood also. So yeah, we're gonna give it a chop. So there you go. We've got the splitting axe and the chopping axe. Both really nice. I like them a lot. These are going to come in very handy when I go on location. I'll probably keep one of these in my truck all the time. I'm thinking the chopping axe because I've got the X27 that I keep in my truck almost all the time, and I prefer that for splitting. But this is a nice little one. If you're not sure which one to get, this is my opinion, the chopping axe would be really nice and handy to have for a lot of tasks, whether it's driving wedges or chopping a branch off or chopping a little bit of wood on a camping trip. This would be the one to get. If I was to choose, I would choose the X27 over this. I like the longer handle fire splitting because the way I split, I do the roundhouse, the whole full swing, and I prefer a longer handle. But this is still handy, very nice. These are both, I believe, under 50 bucks. Check them out. There you go, Fiskars. Splitting axe, chopping axe. That's it for today, folks. You know what to do. Tomorrow morning, I will be back at 5:30 a.m. Right now, you're going to go watch all the other videos on my channel because that's what you do. You're good at it. You're professional, highly skilled probably. So that's it for today, folks. Good night, Irene.